I live in a low-income housing environment that goes by the government name of Section 8. Me and a group of my allies control certain areas of this section in order to run our illegitimate business. We possess unregistered firearms, stolen vehicles, mind-altering inhibitors, and only use cash for financial purchases. If anyone would like to settle unfinished altercations, I will be more than happy to release my address. I would like to warn you, I am a very dangerous person, and I regularly disobey the law.
Do you know what I hate more than overachieving Asians? Overachieving Asians who play video games. But recently I have found a cure for this problem. Introducing Warcraft 3 Direct Strike. Warcraft 3 Direct Strike is a mod from Blizzard's certified hood classic game Warcraft 3. Back in the day, Blizzard used to make games instead of sexually harassing their employees, and they were pretty good at it. Warcraft 3 is a real-time strategy game where you gather resources and build armies to destroy your enemies. But we're not here for that, because the matchmaking is overrun by Russians. The real action lies in the custom game mode called Direct Strike. In this mode, you earn gold continuously and use it to place units in a square that spawn periodically to attack the enemy base.
Sorry, pal, you're getting slimed tonight.
You can increase your gold income by purchasing mines or controlling the center area. The more gold you have, the more troops you can field. The more troops you field, the less fun your enemies will have. And the less fun your enemies have, the more culturally sophisticated you become. What makes this game mode great is that you can't micro, also known as moving your units, for those of us who still touch the grass. This makes the game enjoyable even for non-Asians. There are 4 different factions, each with its own unique units and playstyles. Humans. These are your run-of-the-mill, honest taxpayers who get the job done. They're an all-around solid pick, especially for new players. Orcs. These gymsels have been hitting the bench press since before you were born, with adequate ornaments to turn you from 6'2" to 6 feet underground. Night Elves.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ever imagined an army of OnlyFans models? Look no further.
I stand ready.
These women may be fragile and far from the kitchen, but when they gather in numbers, they pack a serious punch. Undead. To bankroll the previous OnlyFans models, tremble before me. We have these gooners. What can I say? They're dead, and their leader is black. 5 out of 5, faction. Each faction plays differently, with its own strengths and weaknesses. For example, orcs have the sturdiest units but are also the most expensive to produce. However, in this game mode, all of this goes out the window because units are drafted randomly from each faction. This enables more unbalanced armies to exist.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Units can be upgraded to unlock special abilities. For example, footmen can learn to use their shields. Revolutionary, I know. Other special abilities include summoning skeletons, big shooting, dispelling effects, anti-euthanize, fart cloud, and even body swap. The main goal is to stack your units with as many positive buffs as possible, while afflicting your enemy with every conceivable form of AIDS. If your army isn't glowing like a Christmas tree, you're doing it wrong. On top of unit abilities, there are also heroes. These bad boys have higher stats and can level up to acquire new abilities. At level 6, they unlock their ultimate ability, which can completely change the course of a battle. Or not. You can have a maximum of 3 heroes, and it's essential to level them up individually so they don't end up as glorified meat shields. However, the more heroes you have leveling up at once, the slower their progress, as experience is shared among all of them. Heroes can also equip items that grant stat bonuses like increased damage or auras that benefit your entire army. This fiery boy even enables melee heroes to attack air units.
It's hammer time.
There are 3 different hero categories: strength, agility, and intellect. Strength heroes, or as I like to call them, beefy boys, gain more health and damage as their strength stat increases. Bulk up these tanky fatties to maximize their value. Agility heroes gain additional attack speed and armor from agility items. They aren't as bulky as strength heroes but compensate with faster attacks. Intellect heroes. These spell-slinging fuckers focus on casting abilities and boast the highest mana pools. The more intellect they have, the more spells they will cast, and the more spells they cast, the smaller your army becomes. But their health is comparatively weak, so keep that in mind. To unlock more heroes, abilities, and better units, you must progress through tiers. There are 3 tiers, and you start at Tier 1. To advance, you'll need to fork over an adequate amount of gold. If your opponent's army seems weak and is purposefully losing, there are 2 possibilities. He's a noob, and this is a free win. Or, he's rushing tiers and is about to expound you harder than the big black guy at prison. They call him Teddy. What makes this game mode so good is its accessibility. You don't need the APM of a 15-year-old Asian kid to win. Just put down a unit, and the game handles the fighting for you. Winning is all about countering your opponent's strategy with your unbalanced army composition, which was decided during the drafting phase. It's like real life when you meet someone working at a successful company, bragging about their achievements. Then you casually mention that your dad owns the company, just to keep them in check. You've got the upper hand. You got the better draft. There are more tactics and synergies between heroes and armies than I can count. Each game is a unique match where you must make the most of the tools you're given.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Got a strong Tier 1 draft? Rush the enemy's tower to earn extra gold for your team. Got a strong Tier 3 draft? Rush tiers and let your team deal with the consequences. Got bad heroes? Can't help you. You should have picked Farseer or Dark Ranger. Got no Dispel? Pray the enemy doesn't get Necromancers. If they do, press Alt F4 and reflect on your life choices. Maybe it's time to finally make something of yourself instead of playing a 20-year-old game. Overall, this game is great. Sure, it has some rough edges and dated graphics, but the spirit of old Blizzard shines through. It's like revisiting a place you used to hang out as a kid. Warm, cozy, and full of nostalgia. That's why I love the old graphics so much. Well, that, and the fact that I refuse to pay $20 for the reforged version. I give this game a stolen breast milk bottle out of Bobby Kotick. If you support me eating food that doesn't come from dumpsters, consider subscribing to this channel.